Before we start, because I know we're technically live, but I still want to wait a few seconds.
So, did we make the decision on if we're going to just pump out episodes or be live still?
We'll make a decision tonight. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
And the reasons we should probably go the one way so we can cut stuff like that out.
Absolutely. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. Yeah. All right. We are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Snodacast. I'm your host, Black Chef 56. I'm, of course, joined by my second in command, Diamond Assassin, a.k.a. Lewis.
What's up, you guys?
All right, and we're also joined by Hungry Hufflepuff, a.k.a. Allie.
Good evening, everyone.
We're also joined by DJ Lionheart, a.k.a. Leon.
What's up?
And, of course, we're also joined by Gallows, a.k.a. Thomas.
Yo, what's up?
All right. So this can't be a normal episode of the Snodacast without talking about weekly updates. So the age-old question we get to ask: how was everybody's week? So, Lewis, how was your week, buddy?
It was and that had ups and downs. Shit show at work a few days ago. So okay. I mean, had to deal with that shit. But other than that, smooth sailing from here. So trying to save up as much as I possibly can. Mm-hmm. Try to stick to my goals, not just like from work, but also socially and on here too. Trying to find that healthy balance and stuff. But other than that, I'm good.
Difficult thing to find. Trust me, I had to struggle with it for a while. But that's good.
Some people are still struggling with that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. Allie, how was your week?
I'm going to be honest with you. Until you sent me the link to get here, I completely forgot it was Saturday.
It's Saturday!
Yeah, Saturday. Completely fucking forgot too, honestly.
I wasn't even aware that a week had passed.
That's how work works, man.
Look,
I'm telling you.
To be fair, Ali, at least you're the same line as my dad. My dad thought yesterday was Saturday or Sunday, and I'm like, it's Friday. Yesterday was Friday, but okay, it felt like a Saturday to him.
I've had days like that.
I've definitely had days like that for sure. All right. So, anything exciting happened this week? Anything like worth mentioning? Exciting, depressing?
The face.
Not really, no.
The face is just like, no.
I thought about it first.
Yeah.
Like, no new stories of Amazon yet.
Yeah, we will create a section called the Allie's Amazon Chronicles. Watch how quickly we get sued.
This bug's gonna be here.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest things that happened this week was I mentioned last week that they were going to train me on the outbound, which is the other half of my job. Mm-hmm. Finally got around to doing that. Did pretty well.
That's good.
Nice.
It wasn't too stressful to kind of like learn the ropes and stuff? The other half? No? Okay.
Wrong. It was probably very stressful.
Wrong answer!
Absolutely. I had no idea what I was doing. Everything. I think I burned down the factory.
It's okay. We've all had our Tuesdays. But that's a different story.
Are you sure that's a Tuesday?
Depends on where you are in the universe.
Exactly. I'm somewhere over here.
I just exist.
Same. Fucking
Sometimes
same.
I don't even want to be in the same universe, but that's a whole other thing.
There's plenty of people I wish were not in this universe. I'm one of them. Anyways,
Yo.
This went from lighthearted to depressing.
In game.
This is not an uncommon occurrence with us. Let's be perfectly honest.
True.
That is true.
So, Leon, how was your week, buddy?
Still slow going, but I'm trying.
Well, at least you're trying.
Yeah.
Trying's the important
Trying.
part.
Yeah. Still having same issues and
right.
You'll get through it.
Yeah, no.
You'll get through it. We all got through our own issues. I'm sure you'll eventually find it.
Yeah.
All right. Gallows, anything to report?
No, not really. It's just fucking work and being extremely fucking tired.
Hey,
Fucking felt.
busy man makes a
Yep.
successful man.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean for Gallows. I mean.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. There we go. Got to specify these things, Lewis.
Okay, Gallus at least, because
What? What's up? What about me?
it becomes successful.
Hey, he wasn't even paying attention.
Pay attention.
So
I wasn't. I
we
was
were
just
saying,
zoned the fuck out.
yeah, hey. So what we were saying, the complete opposite with that Gallows. So
Yeah, everyone heard, opposite.
Yeah.
It's just the exact opposite.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As for me, not really much. Just been working. I did go finally see Oppenheimer. Absolutely loved it. Hated the fucking seating, and I had to piss as soon as they dropped the bomb, which means I had about another hour left.
I dropped another bomb.
Another bomb in
Seating was
another area. No, it was so bad my back was starting to hurt by the end of it. And not it's like lower back kidney area. It was but it was still a good movie. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it already. So yeah, funsies, right?
Mhm.
Anyways, good movie.
Wait, what about family friendly? I'm looking at the comments here. What about family friendly?
What about family friendly?
I don't know.
Who's saying this?
We're supposed to be family
Christopher
friendly.
Beyblade Master.
If
God
you're new
damn.
here, I'm so sorry, but we are not family
Beyblade.
friendly.
Yeah, we are not family
we are
friendly
not.
at all. So I apologize. Like the whole point of this is, I mean, it's literally it should be NSFW or not NSFW, not safe for work.
18
No,
plus.
it's 18.
Oh, if you're gonna talk that way,
Hey,
Relax. Fucking unbutton our shirts and shit.
You don't want to get banned. Calm down. Simmer down, Allie.
Just because it says family friendly on my DJ business card doesn't mean this is family
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is not meant to be family friendly. Lewis is literally drinking. Come on.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is meant to be.
He
18
does that
plus.
every time he comes onto the show.
No,
Almost
not
every time.
Almost
Almost every time. Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and go straight into now showing. Now showing this week we have, well, you asked for family friendly. We got Haunted Mansion and we got Talk to Me. So, Haunted Mansion is family friendly. Talk to Me is hard R, but that's a different story.
I mean, so in some twisted either world, universe, or family setting, Talk to Me could be family friendly.
Sure, Leon, in some weird
Yeah, okay. Whatever universe that is, I would love to see.
Yes.
Absolutely, me too. But no, so
Do we though? Do we?
So I do want to talk about Talk to Me. I have yet to see either of these movies. I am interested in both of them, more one than the other, and that is Talk to Me. So for those of you that don't know, there was a channel on YouTube, and it was run by two twins. I believe it was the Filippos, Danny, and forget the other one's name. But anyways, they had the YouTube channel Raka Raka, which is hilarious. Highly recommend any of their videos. You've seen them.
Fucking hilarious ass people.
They were. And so the twins, this is their directorial debut. And the fact that they went straight horror is perfectly fine. I actually really do like that. Everybody's like, oh, you would expect like a high octane action movie. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see if they could do that. But I'd also love to see where they go with horror as well. I mean, I think that this is going to be along the same lines as, from what I've been hearing buzz-wise, I think it's going to be along the same lines as like what Jordan Peele did for his Image whenever he came out with Get Out. I think that's going to be their thing. It's like this is going to be their step in from where they came from, which was kind of high octane action comedy to straight horror. Jordan Peele came from comedy to horror, and I think that's a great tonal difference, and I do think that it blends well. So that being said, this movie is a tight hour and a half, if I'm not mistaken, which is thank God, because I'm getting sick and tired of these movies being 2.5 hours plus. Anyways, so yeah,
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion is 2 hours actually, if I'm not.
They actually have a solid cast. I'm not gonna lie.
No, absolutely, and I have heard that the humor in this is not bad, and thank God it is PG-13 because yeah, I mean I've been from what I've been told, it is a perfectly fine fan service movie. If you are a fan of Haunted Mansion,
If you're a fan of the ride, you're gonna be a fan
you're gonna
of
love this movie. But it's not like Pirates of the Caribbean level. It's
Yeah.
not like it's gonna drastically change. It's gonna be their next big
No.
mega hit. No, this is just a fun movie based off of a fun ride. And that's perfectly fine. I like the cast in this. And, yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I like the comedy in the cast. I think they're both really good with the acting. That from what I saw from the trailer, I really think it's gonna be a funny, hilarious, somewhat a little bit horror comedy. I guess you could say. I enjoy the trailer a lot. I will go see it.
Yeah, it's akin to Goosebumps. It is akin to Goosebumps. It's family friendly, but it's also horror.
Yeah.
Well, and
And
let's
comedy.
be honest. We need more movies that are standalone and not trying to set up their own series.
Oh, 100%. I don't disagree.
Oh yeah.
Now, Leon was trying to say something.
Yeah. Now, me personally, I really did like the Eddie Murphy's take for the Haunted Mansion. I liked the
100%.
comedy of it.
I liked
the
it.
little
Yes.
like horror aspect of it. For me, I really enjoyed it. And like
It was
from the
very-
trailers of this one, I do really like where this one's working with too. Like everyone is saying, the kid, like great casting choices. It looks like it's going to be super funny. Looks like there's a slight horror aspect to it. So I'm fully on board to eventually seeing it.
It was very memorable. I think that's why me and Leon like it a lot, is because it was very memorable to us. Not to say that it was like the best that it came out, like, but it was enjoyable and it was memorable to the point to where obviously one, Eddie Murphy was the probably main reason why a lot of people remember the Haunted Mansion movie to begin with.
Oh, absolutely.
But also the fact of like, I don't know. I guess when they casted him, I think it just set the bar on like, well, this is just gonna be a memorable movie, whether if it's gonna tank or if it's gonna even.
Oh, it tanked. Trust me, it tanked.
I
Yeah, it did. Was it still a good movie? Yeah.
I will say it's a perfectly fine movie. There's nothing inherently wrong with it.
Really?
No, but it's not like, I would never say it's, a fantastic movie. It's fine. That's my opinion.
Well, that's
And
perfectly
you're talking
okay.
to somebody that grew up with this movie, that like watched it 24/7 for the
Yeah.
longest time. Like, I do have a lot of nostalgia with it, but it's one of those films. It's like you look back on it, you take the nostalgia goggles off. Maybe not the best movie in the world, but
I mean, it's not for everybody. That's another thing too.
No.
I mean, this was we're talking about a Disney movie. We're talking about a Disney.
What? Hold on.
Or-
While we talk about Disney movies, you gotta remember Disney did have a time period where they were dark and gritty as hell about what they're showing.
The
that was Pirates of the
original-
Caribbean.
Like
That was Pirates of
Yeah.
the Caribbean, and that came out after Haunted Mansion.
Yes,
It did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they did have some dark moments with their movies. They did have some.
Yeah,
Weird dark
Disney's
moments.
always had dark moments with their movies until recently, but that's a different story. Anyways, so
Family
anybody else have
friendly.
anything to say about anything else to say about Talk to Me or Haunted Mansion?
I like both. I would like to go see both in theaters. Probably not. Probably one or the other. I'm leaning more towards Talk to Me. No, more towards Haunted Mansion. Not really that big of a horror fan.
I'm a huge horror nut, so I do plan on seeing Talk to Me for sure.
I think Talk to Me will do very well. I
I
don't
think one of those word of mouth movies. It's
I-
gonna be fucking phenomenal.
I don't think it'll like
Yeah.
historically break records, but I know it'll do well in the box office.
I'm not expecting it to break records, but I am definitely expecting to break whatever box office predictions it had, because it is a primarily A, Australian directors, B, indie film, and C, it was primarily shot and stars Australian actors.
Yeah.
It was shot in Australia. It takes place in Australia. It is an Australian movie. So I like that element. And yeah, I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
So
Like-
I'm super pumped to see it.
Yeah. I would like to see both if I can.
Yeah.
I might have to wait till it hits streaming services, but I will eventually see these movies.
Open the door. Open the door. What are you saying, man? What? He's,
I-
I get it. Open the door. Open the door.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
You dick. Anyways,
The fuck? I don't even know
Allie
what's
is
going
very
on.
concerned and confused, and that's her usual state. So we'll leave her there. Anyway,
On to the next topic.
on to our first official topic of the night. We are going to unfortunately start with some sad news. Beyond the Spider-Verse has been officially delayed indefinitely until the writers and actors strike is given up, and Kraven the Hunter, this rated R movie, mind you, where Kraven's a anti-hero, has been pushed back, I believe, till the end of next month.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Craven
Yeah.
is a hero.
Kraven got pushed back, and it
No,
was
no, that's not what I'm questioning.
Year.
She's questioning the
It's
She's
either
questioning
August
the
this year or
anti-hero
it's
thing.
August next year. Oh, the anti-hero thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Kraven solo movie, and they got a very likable actor to play him. And I'm like, well, okay, fine, I guess.
When are people going to accept the fact that you can have a protagonist that's a villain?
Did you guys not watch Breaking Bad and see how it worked?
It worked really fucking well, too. It really fucking did.
Going with a rated R movie, I mean that's one of those things. Is like, okay, why the anti-hero? I think it's because they want to set up a whole fucking different universe, and whatever. Fine, I might go see it because it is rated R, and I've heard it has some really nasty and gory kills. So I'll go watch it. Though, granted, I've seen the trailer. We've all seen the trailer. It literally looks like a 90s script that came to life, and for some reason, somebody just went.
Let me.
Yeah, no, we can turn this into Kraven. You know, yeah, it's like, what's this? This is a 30-year-old script. Yeah, no,
let
we
me
can turn that into
dust
Kraven.
off this VHS for you real quick.
Yes, okay, when they
Hold on. Wait, so
released the trailer,
imagine this is the size of a script. Yeah, but you were saying, Leon.
when they released the trailer, like when I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Mhm.
Because it didn't look like, it didn't really like scream like
Kraven.
Craven. It screamed like I don't know, some weird, obvious shit, but
Yeah.
gory as hell.
So how is Kraven supposed to be originally?
Craven is a villain.
Kraven is an
Through and
outright
through.
villain. He's an animal hunter. Now he's an animal lover
What
and
the-
protector.
See, turning Craven into an anti-hero is like turning the Punisher into a hero. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. It's like turning
It doesn't.
Captain America into an outright. Oh wait,
It
hold on.
doesn't.
They already did that. I was gonna say it's like turning Captain America into an outright Hydra sympathizer. Oh wait.
They've done that several
They've
times.
I mean, it's like fucking turning Slade from the original Teen Titans into a fucking good guy.
Yeah.
It's like-
Good example.
It's like Slade.
It's like
just now
turning
joined the Justice League.
So hold on, wait a second. It's like taking Deadpool, a hard R comic book movie, and making it PG-13. Oh wait, they did that too.
Hollywood, stop fucking with our comics.
They edited it down to PG-13. Deadpool 2, and it is called Once Upon a Deadpool.
Yeah,
Still haven't watched
and
that one.
literally all it is it's just putting out some stuff.
Man.
That's all.
That's it. Yeah, and they added a couple new scenes, but that's really it.
Mhm.
Anywho,
That being said, it doesn't erase the original cut.
oh, dude, no, it doesn't. And honestly, they just tried to get more money out of it. It's like, oh, well, maybe we can make it more
That's all it
family
was.
friendly, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I heard it's not like the worst thing in the world. I heard it's actually semi funny, but it's just watered down Deadpool. It's exactly
Well,
what
and a
everybody
lot of
was
it-
accusing it to be.
A lot of it is spoofing off. Spoofing off
Princess
of
Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yes. I've noticed that too. But
Nothing wrong with that.
open.
But
no,
it's not
Hollywood really needs to stop fucking with the comics and just if they want to bring in the comic goers, they need to air it as is.
I'm still probably gonna see it just out of curiosity to see how batshit insane it gets. But if it comes out of like an inopportune time where a whole bunch of other stuff is coming out, I might
Mhm.
like hold it off. Like I still haven't finished Morbius. I watched it 2 different settings while drunk as shit. I still remember it,
I
but
still haven't sat and watched it yet. I don't know.
it's not.
I haven't even seen it. It's on Netflix, and I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's not the best either. It's very meh. That's it.
I don't know why I'm rewatching Supernatural. I have no idea why.
What are you doing to yourself, Leon? Jesus
I don't
Christ.
know.
He's
I
made a
don't know.
commitment, and he's going to stick to it until he decides to take one of those fucking angel plates and shoves it in his head.
Hey,
Dude,
okay.
once the go around was good for me, and that was it.
I still need to
Like,
finish Supernatural. I never finished it.
Okay, let's just
That would
put
be
this
like
way.
I'm only got
saying
to
I'm
season
gonna-
5 at most, and that's it.
Season 5 is where you're good to cut it off, honestly. You don't need to watch anything else. That's like the last good solid season.
I like some, like.
Oh, no.
Some of the
I like some of the stuff that they do, but
were
it's like
hit
there's
and miss, but yeah.
those first 5 seasons were some of the most solid bits of television.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, so back on to Spider-Verse being delayed indefinitely. That actually makes me very sad. I'm very saddened to hear that because I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I was not one that was like stupid pissed off about how the last one ended. But now that it's delayed indefinitely, I'm like,
Now
oh
you
no,
are.
now I'm kind of very fucking pissed that that's where you decided to end the fucking movie. Like at least Mission Impossible, if they delay part 2 of Dead Reckoning, I'd be like, no, but I still got a really solid movie out of that. This literally Spider-Verse felt, and this was my number one criticism, it feels like a in-between part. It feels like a 2-hour cut of a 5-hour movie. And not a complete one either. It feels like a part 1, whereas Dead Reckoning does not. I think Dead Reckoning works perfectly fine as a solo movie, in my personal opinion. I think Dead Reckoning did far better on how they wrapped things up in their own movie versus Spider-Verse just ending on a cliffhanger, which granted, I know comics do that all the time. I get the joke.
And I knew that
Jesus
shit
Christ.
was going to happen either way when I went to go see it, so I mean...
Yeah, I did. It's the reason I wasn't as pissed.
And I'm really hoping this writer strike doesn't go on for too long, because why? I would love to see the fucking part 2 movie, because I don't like be continued stuff, and they don't finish off the movie. It makes me
Here's
really
the
mad.
thing.
Yo, I was so invested. Like, what the fuck?
Here's the thing.
Why?
This strike is not the first strike. They do it.
Yeah, they do it like every 30, 40 years, both SAG and the Writers Guild.
And it happens because they're just trying to get what we're all trying to get, a livable wage.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
it's nothing wrong. It's nothing against it. I'm not against it. Right?
And
I'm
not
all
be
for it.
screwed over by the mouse, too. So
Everybody gets screwed over by the mouse.
It's gonna happen eventually.
yeah,
It will.
And eventually the mouse will get screwed over by a bigger company. We've yet to see that happen, but it will happen.
Don't know when, but it will.
Don't know where, don't know when, but it's going to happen. We will meet again. Anyways, going from delays and other things to something that a lot of people have thought we will never get this far, we're going to go ahead and talk some FNAF, why don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So, Five Nights at Freddy's now has its official rating of PG-13, and half the internet is pissed off.
Fucking rated R.
Yep, and there's my fucking.
I do agree. It should be rated R. I definitely agree with that.
Here's what I'm going to
It
tell
really
you.
should.
You want a rated R FNAF? I have a movie for you.
Play the fucking games.
That too, or
Willy's
I have
Wonderland?
a movie for you. Willy's Wonderland.
What?
There's the rated R FNAF. You have to hold on to that.
Absolutely.
You get to hold on to that. That's your rated R Willy's one. That's your rated R FNAF movie, Willy's Wonderland, and you can keep it that way. Okay, look. Obviously, this movie was going to be PG-13. Even I was fucking calling. I was calling it. It's one of those things. It's like, look, this is admittedly something that really shouldn't be marketed towards kids. It's 100% marketed towards kids. Kids eat this fucking game up, and that's one of the things. They eat up the lore. They eat up the toys. They eat up the fucking games. Obviously, this was going to be marketed for kids.
True.
It's not like everybody's like, oh, it's going to be like Megan, where when they release it on streaming, it's going to have an unrated cut, and it's going to be the real true R version. I'm like, look, they most likely, I'm not saying that there isn't a chance, but I'm saying like I'm 98% certain that they shot this movie knowing full damn well it was going to be PG-13. So that's the thing.
True, but here's the thing that I've been noticing, especially since I grown up, and we all grown up to the point to where when we were teenagers and kids, we all wanted to fucking do what everybody else was doing, was go to fucking rated R movies when we weren't ready to go see that shit, or or the PG-13 or whatever. I think we're at a point to where, yeah, it was marketed. There's part of me where I feel like, yeah, it kind of feels like it was marketed towards kids, but at the same time, I feel like when the game first came out, technically it wasn't even for kids.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was
Not
it
by
was
kids, because kids watch Markiplier, they watch Jacksepticeye, they watch these YouTube gamers, and of course that obviously they reached a gold mine. It's the same reason why Fortnite is marketed towards kids. Yeah, that's arguably more of a kids game, but still, it's marketed towards kids.
Yeah.
So that's where I was like,
Weird.
I
A
was gonna
game
tell you
that's about killing kids and all a bunch of other shit is being marketed towards children.
kids. Exactly.
What the
Now,
fuck?
that being said,
Speaking of,
I am happy that it's not PG. I will
Yes.
say I am
Yes,
very glad
agreed.
that it's not, because you can
I
do
thought that's where we're going with that movie for a while too.
yeah. So I will say you can do really gruesome stuff with a PG-13 horror movie. Look at a
Mhm.
lot
You
of the
can.
segments of, I'll give you Insidious. I'll give you Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which admittedly half of that movie is good when it's actually scary stories, but the other half is kind of dog shit because reasons. But still love the movie.
Because that's a scary story.
Exactly. The human
The
characters I
Grudge
could give two
too.
shits less.
The Grudge
The what?
too. The
The
Grudge
Grudge is
movies.
rated PG-13. Yes, I will not disagree with you there. You also have what was another one
Ah,
that came
shit,
out
I
recently?
have like a bunch of horror.
There's a lot of good PG-13 horror movies out there.
Skeleton Key is a good one.
I did not know Skeleton Key was PG-13.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'd have to find it again.
Okay.
I'm pretty
But
sure.
yeah, no,
it's kinda-
there's a fair share of movies that are, hell, even there's some PG movies that push the bar a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
There's
old
a
PG
lot of those.
movies. There's no
Need I say the 80s? But anyways,
the outsiders, the fucking outsiders. That fucking
yeah, exactly.
movie.
So everybody's like, "Oh, it should have been rated R." It's like, look, yeah, you're not gonna get a shitload of gore. Fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I have it right here.
I think they said it was going to be high gore tolerance.
Skeleton
But
Key,
that's the thing.
PG-13.
So it is rated. It is rated R. Or sorry, it is rated PG-13 for bloody violence, scary imagery, and language. If I'm not mistaken, I know bloody violence or bloody images and
Skeleton Key or FNAF or
FNAF. We're talking about FNAF.
yeah.
Yeah, FNAF is rated PG-13 for
Yeah.
bloody images and language. I know those for a fact. I don't know what the third option is.
I'm wondering if they're actually now, since it's going to be changed, well, since it's going to be PG-13, if they're actually going to show the bite, or they're going to show the bite happening and then fucking go off screen and then
So
it.
a lot of people are saying, because we know that William Afton is going to be in this, especially with seeing Springtrap, that of course we know how he gets killed because of the games, and it is relatively bloody. But what I think you can do is you can have it can cut to like a shadow, like maybe there's like flashing lights or whatever, and you're seeing and just get ripped
Oh,
up.
the shadow scenes.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
hey,
can do
also,
about
since
that.
it's PG-13,
I think those are really good
someone
ideas.
can say the F-bomb.
exactly, and
They
I
could throw the
guarantee
F-bomb
somebody's going
somewhere.
to say what the fuck, and that's going to be our one F-bomb.
Like, that's the thing. You can make these PG and PG-13 movies marketed towards adults. You just have to be you have to be smart about it.
Exactly.
Agreed.
So it's I think this is definitely going to be something that's probably for more like teenagers than it is little kids. But
yeah,
I
for
guarantee you little kids are going to go see this too.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, because
Because
Marvel's kind of
it's his favorite fucking video game.
I'm going to be honest. I think almost all ages are going to be watching this.
Oh,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I never even played the FNAF games, and I'm probably going to go see this just
I've
because I want to support my boy Matthew Lillard.
I've mostly
I
watched.
would go support Eddie.
I've mostly watched. I haven't played the games myself, but I have been watching them, and I'm enjoying the new DLC right now that's out. That came out this week.
Oh, the DLC is
I
actually
saw-
pretty decent.
Yeah.
DLC is fucking
I
crazy.
saw Markiplier was playing Ruin, and my first thought was, are you? Do you not remember how Security Breach almost broke you?
More.
He looked like he was dying inside during a lot of those episodes.
Oh no, trust me, Pat was in the same boat too. Pat was in a way worse
I'm
state.
actually watching
So,
that right
Speaking of Markiplier, he does actually have an
A
official
cameo.
cameo.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As he
Really?
should.
Oh,
As
wow. I
he
thought that was just
should.
rumors.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm very happy about that. Any more thoughts, comments, concerns on FNAF being rated PG-13?
I just can't wait to see it. That's it.
Same here.
Same.
If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, it's coming out
In
next
October.
year around
October.
October. Yeah, it's coming out next
if I remember
October.
correctly, sometime next October.
Yeah.
I definitely
Oh,
want to go see this movie for sure.
If I'm not mistaken, there's another movie that got pushed out of October. Oh yeah, Saw X is actually going to be coming out September because FNAF is coming out in October.
Thank God.
Mhm.
So whether it's FNAF bombs or succeeds, at least it'll be on its own self, and we're not just gonna be like, oh, it's
not
because of
gonna
X, Y,
conflict.
Z. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to conflict with another horror franchise.
Yep. So going from something that is PG-13 and some would argue should be rated R to something that is 100% rated R, well, at least rated TVMA, Netflix has officially announced that the Castlevania spin-off show, Castlevania Nocturne, is, or not officially announced, we have our official trailer as well as an official poster. Look, I love Castlevania. Castlevania is fantastic. I think it's arguably one of the best video game adaptations in an animated format.
Yeah.
And I would highly recommend it to anybody, whether you're a Castlevania fan or not, that this is one of those that it's a good example of what Netflix can do if they're given the right team.
And if they allow themselves to actually want to let the team work on.
Now, I will say this: what does piss me off about how Castlevania first came out was the first season was only 3 episodes long.
Oof.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, great.
And they went from 3 to 8.
How long were they, by the way? I think I was going to try to start
30
them.
minutes. I think the first
30
one's 50, and then I think it's like 45, 30-ish minutes each episode after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why everybody was pissed.
Episodes, though, like it was. Fantastic.
I'm just wondering if they're going to do the same thing with this one, or they're going to actually add more episodes.
Realize that they do have that fan base, so I think that they're probably gonna give it like 8-9 episodes and then call it a day.
Well, you gotta think a lot of shows, like when they first start out, the first seasons always tend to be super small. You gotta always think
but
not that small though.
there are a few exceptions to that rule, but if you look at a lot of different shows, Walking Dead being a good example, Game of Thrones being a good example, all those were like super short season ones.
Hold the fuck on. Did you just say Game of Thrones season 1 was short? Game of Thrones season 1 was 10 episodes, my good sir.
So was The Walking Dead.
Seasons, the final seasons were less than 10 episodes. Each consecutive season until season 7 was 10 episodes each. And those are 10 hours. Yeah. So...
Well, also The Walking Dead was also the same. So.
And yeah, Walking Dead was 10, and then they bumped it up to like 20 or 30 episodes per season.
22, if I remember correctly.
22, because they also did like a middle of the year break, and then they came back.
Yeah.
Which, anyways, sorry.
Neither here or there.
You can tell that I'm not a fan of Syndicate TV.
Neither here or there.
Yeah. But no, Game of Thrones is one of those that's like, yeah, I think that even though you could say by other shows, yes, it is considered considerably short, but that's 10 hours, and you get a lot in those 10 hours.
Yeah, you do, because they're hour-long episodes.
Oh yeah, and it's also like it's HBO, so you didn't have to worry about ads. You could just watch the whole damn episode.
Not to mention they didn't care about censorship. So
that's why I salute you.
I salute you, sir. But no. Anyways, so yeah, so back onto Castlevania. I am excited to see what they do with this. I believe it is following Trevor Belmont's son. I want to say
yes, so, it's following the Belmont kid after.
Yeah, so I'm super interested to see where they go with that, especially with Alucard still being alive, if I'm not mistaken. So there's.
I'm hoping he is.
If I remember correctly,
it makes no sense not to have him.
Exactly.
If I remember correctly, that is the game series in a nutshell. It's the Belmont family, with one exception where the game character is Alucard.
Mm-hmm.
2 exceptions. Sorry, forgot about.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the game series is the Belmont family fighting against Dracula.
Yeah. And
we even get a new vampire.
Dracula back, because not gonna spoil anything, but I hope they don't drag Dracula back. I hope they leave him happy where he is. because I think that was kind of the whole point of, because like, okay, spoiler for Castlevania, I believe it was season 2, he gets killed.
Yeah.
So then you have 2 seasons without Dracula.
I mean, are they going by the game?
Yeah, by the
I
games,
don't.
obviously Dracula comes back like every fucking other game. But yeah.
It's because they know that's.
I don't think so in this one. It looks like I saw the trailer. It looks like we get a whole new bat enemy for the series that the Belmont kid has to go against, basically. But he doesn't kill him when he's younger. He wants to kill him as he gets older. I don't know why.
Well,
It's kind of weird, but hey, we do what we do.
They could do what they did with the Lords of Shadow saga,
Hmm?
where it's a Belmont who ends up taking the mantle.
Ooh.
Ooh, that'd be interesting too, though.
Would
It
be
really
interesting,
would.
yeah.
A Belmont becomes a vampire.
Be interesting for sure. See the great fall of Belmont. But no, yeah. So super excited for this show. I think it's going to turn out perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and go into our next and final topic. Unfortunately, we're breezing through these, but that's
Hey,
Yeah.
you're the one that keeps moving us along.
hey.
That is true.
Unless you guys Castle fucking Vania.
Hey,
Right
no,
ahead.
it's honestly because we've been getting better, honestly.
Yeah, we've been getting too good. Anyways, all right, so on to our final topic. So if you did go see Oppenheimer before they ultimately released the trailer online, we got our first official trailer for the new Exorcist trilogy, Exorcist Believer. I don't know how I feel about that.
A lot of people are not happy
don't-
about it. They are
I don't
kind
like the
of
two
concerned.
possession concept.
I like the
I don't
two
like the
possession
two
concept.
possession
I like that idea because that is a unique idea. I don't think we've ever really seen a movie where multiple people are possessed at the same time.
True.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think, at least in the Exorcist franchise, we haven't seen.
I will say
Yeah.
the one argument that I feel like is kind of bullshit, and at the same time I'm like it's the most stupidest thing that I've been hearing, is that a lot of people don't want to see this is because it's too religious. I'm like, the fuck?
Where
The
the fuck have
fuck?
these people been?
I'm like,
There's
I'm like,
literally the whole reason why the joke of we need an old priest and a young priest is because of the fucking Exorcist.
the fuck?
Like, heavily Catholic. Like, don't get me wrong, the first movie is not as religious as everybody puts it out to be.
Yeah,
Yes, it follows two priests, and it does follow a little bit of the Catholic Church, but that's like they don't really meet Reagan until like the last 40 minutes because they do go through like an actual medical procedure. And like honestly, that's some of the more uncomfortable stuff for me. Whenever she has to get like I forget what it was, but they have to stick like a needle down her neck, and it like spurts blood. And I was like, I don't know what it was, and I'm not squeamish about blood. I love Evil Dead, but
Oh.
reason made me very-
There's just something about that.
there's something
just
about that. It's
I
don't
think
know.
it's just one of those things. It's like it's one thing to like talk about it, but to actually like see it on
See it.
screen,
Exactly.
Yeah.
it kind of makes you like you're watching it physically, and then you start thinking about it, and then that's when
Yeah.
like you'll
So
squish.
anyways, with this one, I don't know how I feel about it because I feel like they revealed a little too much. I get that you want to make people know that this is an Exorcist movie, and that's fine. But okay, so like they try to pay an homage to the original trailer with the white flashes. So here's the thing. Great homage. Love it. In fact. However, go back and watch the original trailer. They show you jack shit. And then they show you those images.
Like I get that it's important. These trailers are supposed to hook potential viewers and get them to.
You're
come
telling
see
me
the
that original trailer didn't hook people? Oh man,
Oh,
you're like, well, what? The fuck
Let me
what you
finish.
want?
Let me finish before you jump down my throat here.
No, Allie, fuck you.
But we had a point not too long ago, and from the sound of it, we're getting back to that point where trailers were basically telling the story in them of themselves.
Yes.
And when you do that, nobody wants to go see the movie because they know what's going to happen.
For the most part.
And
Yeah.
also since it's a Exorcist sequel or like a redo or whatever, however you want to call it, a lot of people are like already have their solid opinions on Either you like The Exorcist or you don't. That's it. Like you like the
I like
original
The
one or you
Exorcist.
don't.
I like The Exorcist. I don't think it's terrifying, but I do like it. It is a good movie. I love Exorcist 3. I think it's highly underrated. Don't get me wrong, it has its flaws. Definitely has its flaws. But really done well. Exorcist 2 can go burn in hell, and any of the other sequels can go burn in hell as well. Pun intended, of course. But with this,
from what I've been hearing, I think
not
there's
good.
going to be a low viewership just
So-
because of the amount of people who have watched the original one and say that they didn't even like the original one to begin with either.
ooh, that fucking sucks because that's a very influential
I'm
film.
just-
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
very
that
long
is.
movie. It feels slow.
And that's what I've been hearing from all these comments from me personally watching the new trailer and stuff, and that's what I've been seeing
The
a lot.
original
Is
is very slow paced until like the
a
last.
lot of people
hour.
are like if it's gonna be like the original one, they already like clocked out of like
So
even thinking about it.
here's the thing.
Well, and
My other problem with the trailer. It looks cheap. Like definitely there's money and passion behind it. But it looks generic.
I feel like it's gonna be long.
I didn't think so. When I saw the trailer, I thought it was pretty
I'm
good
saying
for what
it
it
looks
was.
like
what it is.
every other movie. And granted, this could be because the original Exorcist and hell to an extent Exorcist 3 were both shot on film. That's my point. There's something about that film grain and just knowing it was shot on film. There's not a lot of digital trickery that you can do, which there is now, but still, like, there's something about seeing a grainy footage versus seeing a clean digital. There's something about that aesthetic that adds to that creepiness factor. I don't know what it is, but I think The Exorcist looks far creepier than this movie
because it's modernized, because of the technology, and because of the fact of
and I get that, and I'm not saying they had to shoot on film.
Yeah,
I'm saying they could have emulated like it was shot on film.
True.
Well, and we know that they can do that.
That's the
these
same
days.
talk they bring up with any horror movie. Modern horror movies and older horror movies are
Not
totally
all
different
modern-
from each other. How the technology is.
Not necessarily. Like Evil Dead Rise managed to capture that feel of Evil Dead to a degree, and it was shot on digital.
It's more along the line of the direction they want to go, and most of the time,
Yeah.
with just the new modern technology, a lot of that shit that normally with the old technology would get like kind of like covered up just because of how the technology was back then.
Mhm.
Would get away with certain shots and certain things. You can't do that anymore, especially if you're using the new technology, because you got to use certain lighting, you got to use certain techniques to film certain things. Now, obviously, you can edit the hell out of it, but it's not going to look as fucking natural as you want it to be. So,
Yeah.
I don't disagree, but I think the trailer revealed too much, and especially because it's a 3-minute long trailer, and it doesn't even feel like an Exorcist trailer until creepy
I think
shit
they
happens.
should at least cut it a minute, at least a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
get
the
that you
best
want
part,
to
the best part
sell
of
the
the whole
movie,
trailer
but
was
like,
the girl in church.
I think keep it about like because look at the original trailer, the one that they're homaging, literally 40 seconds, and all it shows is the priest getting out of the cab, like doing the iconic shot, and it's a voiceover saying something wrong is happening to a little girl, and yada yada. I forget the exact words, and then it shows those white flashes. It shows like the demon, it shows Reagan possessed, and you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
And-
the one thing I don't like about most trailers now.
They
and
reveal
I
too
think
much.
probably would agree. Yeah, they are like 2 to like 5 minutes long. Sometimes I've seen a couple 5-minute long trailers for movies, and they reveal way too much.
Or it's
I
the
will say this.
opposite. Or they
Dune-
release too many trailers.
Yeah, there's that too.
That
There's
too,
over
that
advertisement. I will say this: Dune 2, pretty good marketing campaign. I'm not seeing a whole shitload that I wouldn't just be like, oh, that's a generic shot to get me excited. You know, like nothing to like. Even the first Dune Part 1, had really good marketing. It didn't reveal too much of the story, and you get intrigued enough to like, okay, I want to go see this. That's what I think Dune Part 2 is doing really, really well. I would argue the Super Mario Brothers movie did not reveal that much of the story.
which was a good thing. Which I mean, at the
I
same
agree.
time, if you're a Mario Brothers fan, you're
You're gonna probably be able to predict the story a little bit,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
No. So there's that, and then like another good trailer. One of my and we're gonna go back into horror. One of my favorite marketing techniques in recent memory, like one of my favorite trailers, revealed absolutely nothing except for like the first act of the movie. Like that's all you're getting basically. Like maybe a few shots sprinkled in from the second and third act. Barbarian. Go back and watch that freaking trailer and then go and watch the movie. You still go in completely blind. You have no idea what's going on. You just know a couple of the actors that are going to show up and you have no idea what's going on. And it is so much better
God,
for that.
I miss the days when like just
Well, this was last year.
Well,
if we're talking about horror movie marketing campaigns, Blair Witch Project, the original.
That's
Oh,
more of
yeah.
that's more of a prime
Yeah.
example of really good first time viral marketing. But no, also it's hard to advertise that movie. The fact that the advertisements show you as much as you are getting is that's entertaining in and of itself.
The one movie
I still think that
remember
movie's
like
pretentious
being
as shit. I'm sorry. I can't
absolutely
stand
is.
that movie.
the one movie I remember that, if I remember correctly, had a really good trailer and it didn't reveal a lot at all. Was Independence Day with Will Smith.
That I will say, but granted, that's 90s. Godzilla,
Yeah.
dog shit movie, had a really good marketing campaign.
They had a good, they did.
Yeah, Godzilla,
they would just-
1994, I think. That had a really good
98.
98. Yeah, had a really good marketing campaign. Never showed the monster, and all the advertisements were like, his foot is as long as this bus. His head is as big as this billboard.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, that is really good marketing. Dog shit movie. Decent cartoon. But dog shit movie.
But then you start to
I
think
love the
about
love the cartoon.
what Godzilla actually looks like, which is awesome too. You start to wrap your head around.
The
No, but
iguana
like,
look is kind of dog shit.
But like I'm saying, like you know, as some like I'm talking about it as an advertising strategy.
Oh
like,
yeah, no, as advertisement.
You start to you know think, huh?
You start to overthink how it's gonna look, how it's gonna be,
and then that hooks you into like, okay, I'm gonna go fucking see this movie.
But no, Independence Day is another Roland Emmerich film. That's the reason why I brought up Roland Emmerich films back in the 90s, back in his heyday. Stargate, phenomenal marketing campaign. I
love that movie.
And that's I think that's one of his best movies, and it's not the best movie, but it's a really fun movie.
No, it's not the best movie by far.
Really fun movie
But
though. And then you have
it's a great
Independence
movie. I
Day.
love
Independence Day is a lot of fun. Definitely has its flaws, but definitely a lot of fun. Independence Day has a really good marketing campaign. I mean, like it's like, oh my god, the White House blew up, or they blew up the Empire State Building. It's like, okay, cool. That's cool. And you know, of course, you flash like all these names and everything else. Perfect marketing. I will never say that really wasn't good.
I think
good marketing.
I really enjoyed the I really enjoyed the narrator trailers when they had them.
This summer, only in theaters.
Yeah, that
One man on a mission to blow shit up.
Yeah.
Michael Bay.
No, actually, speaking of Michael Bay,
I really thought those were really fun. I thought they were really good ideas to do.
The first Transformers movie actually had a really good marketing campaign.
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
Yeah, that was a really good marketing campaign. It's like, okay, cool. And actually, honestly, the first movie's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad.
No, I've seen. Okay, I don't know who the fuck owns it, but someone like 2 towns over from me fucking was one of the like 10 people who won the fucking Bumblebee contest.
Oh, so he owns a Camaro.
He owns the Camaro, that custom Camaro that has all the Autobot symbols on it.
I never even knew that there was a contest for the Camaro.
Yes, there was, because there was
2 years ago.
There was a contest when the movie came out, and there was contest when the movie came out on disc.
And then there was advertisement a shit ton about Camaros to buying fucking yellow Camaros.
Well, actually, what's funny is that Camaro in the movie had not yet released. So that's why in every consecutive movie he upgrades to a new Camaro, because it was a marketing campaign for a new Camaro coming out. I think the only one he didn't upgrade was the fifth one.
Cartridges already do that.
I want to say the fifth one.
So
I don't think he upgraded his
I don't-
Camaro on the fifth.
it's been a while. It's been a while since I've watched 4, so I don't remember what B looked like. In the fourth
I will say like it you know I don't know why Hollywood is still surprised on how well video game trailers do a way better job.
They give you enough of the story to get you interested, and then that's it. They give you a few things to be like, "Ooh, I really want to play that. Ooh, I really want to see that." That's it.
Well, and they know that that's all they need.
Exactly.
And I feel like I wish a lot of like I think trailers should do that again. It's just like give you enough of a general idea, not like to where
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 I think had a really good marketing campaign. The fuck was that?
Somebody in the background burping.
Oh, fun.
I don't remember any of the trailers for Guardians 3, sadly.
Well, yeah, they're not the most.
I don't either. I think I just went to watch it.
It gave you enough of an idea of like, okay, this is a few shots we're gonna see. Nothing like
spoiler ass to like.
Yeah, I will say Marvel still has really good trailers.
Well, I also don't have like TV. It's all streaming, so
yeah, that's why.
But here's the thing, though. How much do you want to bet? Half of those scenes in the new Exorcist movie are not. You're not going to see them in the movie.
No, Blumhouse
was not going to be in the movie sometime.
No, I will say this: Blumhouse is pretty good about what you see in the trailer. You're going to get in the movie in some way, shape, or form. You leaving?
It's Blumhouse, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Special appearance from Ty, everybody.
We saw his foot dangling. I didn't want to say
I know. I saw it too. That's why every now and then you saw me looking at the corner of my camera. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, that being said, back onto The Exorcist. You know, I don't know what it is about horror, but they give you just enough juicy nuggets to really want to go see it, and they don't spoil the entire movie.
Yeah.
Why can't the rest of Hollywood follow this format?
Because a lot
I don't know, man.
they're aiming for it. Well, fuck you too, Gallows.
Third time you've interrupted somebody.
What did I do?
You interrupted Allie.
Right in the middle of my sentence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't believe him. He's not sorry.
Get your shit together.
But a lot of Hollywood has just become about fitting as much as you can into as little as you can. Try to get as much attention as you can. And a lot of them interpret that as, well, we got to show us everything we can have.
The whole point of a trailer is to... It's kind of like seeing a car at the car dealership. It's to show you enough to get you interested and possibly convince you to buy convince you to buy yourself. Yes, absolutely. No, convince you to buy it. And so that is ultimately what a marketing for a movie is we want your money. We want you to consume our product. Here's the best parts of the movie. And it's like, okay, that's fine. However, don't reveal everything. Give us a few surprises. Give us a few moments where they're like, I did not see that coming, and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Evil Dead Rise. Pretty good chance. Or not pretty good chance. Really, really good. Love that movie. If you're an Evil Dead fan, you're going to love Evil Dead Rise. If you haven't seen it already. It actually did really, really well in the box office.
I will say, I feel like it's most of it is just either they think it's a lot cheaper for them to just pull out everything that they can, or the fact of like it's just a lot easier for them to make money just to release almost everything.
Well, and here's the other problem is I know that you can only make a trailer with what footage you have that is either complete or complete enough to sell a trailer. So like Blue Beetle, I don't necessarily know if they're going to upgrade any of the effects. I think it might, because originally this was supposed to go on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna like super make it cinematic, but there are enough cinematic shots where I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can forgive some bad wonky or some wonky CGI. Hell, I saw the Flash. I had a brain aneurysm, but I saw the Flash. It's just.
Why did you do that to yourself?
It actually wasn't that bad, Lewis. Shut the fuck up. It's a perfectly serviceable movie. It's not god awful. I even said that live on the podcast. It's
It was
not a
mo-
comedy.
it was more of I'm saying like the CGI and the way that.
Oh
they
no, the
treated
CGI
people,
was
that's what I'm
the
saying.
CGI was. It was just really weird.
I mean,
ugh.
That's why I
another
commented
good
the way I did.
another good one example was Endgame. No, so the Avengers movies. When you see them running at Thanos, you see Hulk and not Bruce in the butt.
That is a deleted scene, my good sir.
Really?
Yes. So,
Oh,
what
wow.
originally was going to happen in Infinity War, and then we'll wrap it up with this. What was originally going to happen in Infinity War is when when Bruce is in the Hulkbuster fighting Cole Obsidian, he's getting his ass beat. And what ends up happening is Bruce and Hulk kind of meet that ultimatum and become Professor Hulk. So that's why if you remember the marketing or like the Funko Pops, there was that Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster. So what was going to happen is he was going to meet up with the rest of them. He was going to say, "Yeah, no, we made it work," and he's like, "I can talk now." And then that was going to lead into that charge, and so everybody was going to go after Thanos. But then when they decided, no, we're going to save that reveal for Endgame, they cut it out ultimately, and they just kind of went from there.
Okay, I actually didn't know
I
that.
feel,
Not a lot
I
of
feel like
people-
they kind of didn't acknowledge it until She-Hulk. I feel like.
Should have just kept it. I'm just saying, they should have just kept
That was pretty
Yeah.
sketchy. That was pretty sketchy.
Don't have to apply for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Exorcist Believer comes out this October. Be sure to check it out. I know it's a weird segue, but anyways, I'm trying to go to bed. No, I'm kidding. I'm just trying to wrap this up. I feel like we've talked enough about what we would need to talk about. So, anyways, this has been Snodacast season
Hey,
4,
we'll
episode
stress
20.
it out.
Yeah, this has been season 4, episode 20 of the Snodacast. I've been your host, BlackShip56. I have been joined by Diamond Assassin, aka Lewis.
See you guys later on the next video.
And I've also been joined by Ali, aka Hungry Hufflepuff.
Be kind to each other. It's a rough world out there.
Fuck you.
Kind
No.
of rewind.
No. Fuck everybody. Fuck you.
Love that movie. Love that movie.
That's a good movie.
You kind of rewind. That is a good movie.
Anyways,
Love it.
and of course we were also joined by DJ Lionheart, aka Leon.
Stay nerdy.
Feels naked without you, Leon.
It really
Anyways,
does.
and of course we were also joined by Gallows, aka Thomas.
See you later.
Yep.
I don't
Once
have
again,
any, I don't have any special fucking.
None of us do. Leon really does. That's it.
Mine changes episode to episode.
That's true too.
I mean, you can say professionals.
Oh well,
We
yeah,
were
I'd
this
say
time.
we're professionals, but everybody says that, and we didn't really have a need to do that this time. So hey,
Oh.
for once we actually
Yeah.
had an episode where we didn't have to say
Praise the Lord. No
Professionals.
technical.
I mean, if you want to get technical about
Yes,
it,
I know we went off topic like crazy. That's a different story. We only
Hey,
release
but we
made it
stories for
stressful.
professionals when it's technical difficulties. Anyways,
We'll try to make it less professional.
No.
hey, if it makes you
No,
feel better,
we want that.
my feed froze for like a good
Did-
5
did-
minutes while you were
Did
talking.
someone say Snodacast under the influence? Sign me up.
maybe.
Maybe.
That's a definite maybe. Anyways, once again, this has been episode 20 of the Snodacast for season 4. I've been your host, BlackShip56. We'll see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.